Good morning or good afternoon and welcome. My name's Sarah and I'll be your host for today's webinar. For your information, today's session is being recorded and will be made available on the Juniper Learning Academy. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the Q&A pod by clicking on Q&A at the base of your screen, and they'll be answered either during or after the presentation. So thank you very much for taking your time to attend this webinar today. And to start off, it's my pleasure to introduce your presenter, Jose Fidel Thomas. Thank you, Fidel. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Welcome to this webinar. Thank you for being here, for joining us. Today with me is my teammate, Naresh and Kani. We are both from the Partner Enablement team in EMEA, and we are here to help you on the background for any questions that you may have that are related to this topic today. So today's topic is talking about wireless and 5G. How can they work together? In the past, there were some reports and some blogs where maybe they try to confront a little bit the wireless technologies, the Wi-Fi technologies with 5G. But we truly believe that these two technologies, wireless technology, has been made to work each other together, right? And it will power up one to each other in the future of the networking and on the enterprise connectivity. Actually, if we take a look to some reports regarding how the analysts and how the most important customers worldwide see the future of the enterprise connectivity, we can see that many industries will need that combination of Wi-Fi and 5G, because I think both are very complementary each other, right? Because there are so many use cases where 5G has more sense to give connectivity to employees, outdoor areas, maybe high venues. It depends on how do you want to connect people and where. But you cannot miss the Wi-Fi technologies for the LAN and for the indoor areas, because you may get much more benefits for using Wi-Fi in the inside, right? So that are the kind of things that we are going to cover in this webinar. So we want to check some use case where 5G can improve also the wireless LAN technologies that we are providing with our AI-driven enterprise portfolio. So we will see how can we rely on 5G for day one connectivity, for branch connectivity, for more intelligent roaming, and how can we integrate those technologies with our AI-driven enterprise portfolio that you can see here is so broad for the LAN. But what we need to do is to to use this technology and this knowledge that we have thanks to the AI and the artificial intelligence in the Juniper Mist Cloud and the microservices architecture to get information not only from the LAN perspective, but also from the cellular perspective, right? So you just need to imagine how if we were able to be the leaders right now in wire and wireless infrastructure industry. So what can we do if we apply the same technology like Marvis to the rest of the connectivity options that we can offer in the network, right? So Marvis is the journey to the self-driving networks. Marvis is our artificial assistant, artificial intelligence assistant, is something that is truly unique among all the solutions in the industry today. And this is something that will improve us in all the rest of the full stack portfolio that we have, right? We are covering with Marvis today all the path from the wireless to the wire and the SD-WAN. And our goal is to integrate as much technologies as possible to this journey to the AI-driven enterprise. So let's review some use case that we can do together with the 5G technologies. And first, there is one thing that we need to cover is how can we provide 5G connectivity to Juniper-based branches, for instance. And we have a very powerful wireless solution. We have a very powerful switching solution. We have the unique SD-WAN solution, channel-less technology based on SSRs, that for giving connectivity to 5G connectivity to those devices, we have arranged a partnership with Cradlepoint. So Cradlepoint is part of the Ericsson company, and it's a leader in the wireless WAN edge, combining cloud, software-defined networking, 4G, 5G cellular technologies. I mean, they have a huge portfolio of 5G related devices. And what we are doing is arrange a partnership with Cradlepoint just to introduce some of their elements, particularly the 5G routers portfolio, into the AI-driven enterprise framework. So as you can see here, Cradlepoint has a broad devices of 5G for brands, for outdoor, for indoor. They are also providing modular modems, mobile routers. All those devices can be used jointly with the rest of the AI-driven enterprise portfolio. So this is like a new addition if you want to, combine those technologies together, and we so we can offer some a better deployment options to some of the companies that you see before, right? So let's imagine what are the kind of things that we can do with this partnership with Cradlepoint, because it's not only putting a 5G router out there and that's it. As I told you before, I think that the biggest strength that we have is the artificial intelligence that we have in Juniper Cloud. So, and the other big key differentiator that we have is the 100% open API that we have in that cloud as well. So that allows us to integrate with any third-party technology very seamlessly and very straight away. So this is one of the things that we are doing today. So we can import some data from Cradlepoint Cloud. So if you have some Cradlepoint devices providing you 5G connectivity through internet, it could be, it doesn't matter if it is your primary or secondary link, but if you have that technology, that 5G telemetry will be sent to the net cloud. I mean the cloud solution from Cradlepoint, and we can import that data directly to the Mist cloud to get information from directly from the cloud. And if we can get that information into the Juniper cloud, what we can do is also use Marvis for things like asking things like, hey, Marvis, what is wrong with my Enterprise One? And Marvis will have that data to provide you all the information that you need just asking that questions, right? So we will have also some service level expectations in our website. So we will be able to monitor the 5G One health. You can monitor the different SIM cards and signal qualities, the one uptime, data usage, all that kind of things will be on Juniper Mist Cloud. So that is something that will foster the joint solution, right? So we are much better working together in this way. And don't forget about the Marvis actions. Marvis actions are the proactive data that Marvis are providing us. So without having to ask any question to the solution, without having to go and dig into the data, Marvis will be proactive enough to tell us if there is some problems with the 5G black hole, if there is a bad signal, if there is something if there is someone who are using so much the 5G data in any way, right? Those are the kind of things that we can do, and we can improve both solutions working together. We can use this in a typical network deployment. So if you have a branch office, it's very typical to have an LTE 5G now backup link. So we can use those Cradlepoint routers just to provide us the this secondary link or primary link in some of the places using 5G. And that is like any other router provided by the service provider. So we can work together in this kind of environments. It's very typical deployment, right? So you can integrate with or without SD-WAN. You can integrate this with typical VPNs with the company. You can use this as a backup for the MPLS, you can see here, but you can use it also like a primary link, for instance, for day one connectivity. So if you want to roll out one branch site very quick, there is no quicker way to do it than using, for instance, this 5G connections with our SD-WAN solution and our wide and wireless access. You can take a look to a video file that is in YouTube. You can find it by typing AI-driven SD-WAN, and you can see how can you set up the whole office just by connecting all those devices that most of them are zero-touch provisioning, and let them connect to the cloud and provision themselves with the Mist Cloud. So with Cradlepoint 5G routers, you don't need to wait the service provider to put the fiber on the remote side. You don't need to wait for any longer for the connectivity, for the wire connectivity, one connectivity. You can connect directly by using 5G with these devices, right? So yeah, just a summary for this partnership. I mean, this is a winning integration. I mean, this partnership will offer you many benefits for sure. I mean, you can diversify the connectivity, so you can get an easy access to a secondary one connection. 5G has bandwidth enough to be now the primary one connectivity. So it's in many places will be enough to provide the connectivity to the central offices. And you know, at the end of the day, 5G is great for many other use case, like pop-up locations, kiosk, mobile offices, all that stuff, right? So I think it's clear the benefit, right? If you can provide 5G connectivity and you can put on top of it the power of Mist and the power of Marvis, I think it's absolutely a winning integration, right? All right, so next topic where we can work together with 5G and wireless LAN solutions, what we call the Hotspot 2.0. I mean, what? Let's see for all the people that is not familiar with this concept of Hotspot 2.0, what Hotspot 2.0 stands for. I mean, imagine there is high venues, right? And you have a lot of guests, like I don't know, and some big congress, different summits where all the people are visiting those big venues. So the main problem today is that it's very difficult to get all the people on board on the wireless. So it's tedious and it's not. You need to keep maintain all the captive portals. You need to make the people go through user registrations. That authentication should be, it used to be insecure. I mean, used to use open access SSIDs with no encryption, and there's no way, there's no really ways of monetize this access, because most of the people today don't worry about connecting to the wireless in high venues. They used to use the 4G, 5G connectivity just for connecting to internet or their companies, etc. And according to that, we need to find an easier way to onboard all those guest users at these venues, right? We need something to be more seamless. I mean, something that could potentially allow the people to get on board of the wireless without having to look up the SSID, passing through a captive portal, or maybe have any user intervention. I mean, we need to do this more seamless, also more secure. I mean, we need to activate encryption algorithms. We need to activate WPA3 or WPA2 with .1x security, something like that. We need to integrate, to activate this to ensure that the connection is secure, right? And Hotspot 2.0 make that things, right? So with Hotspot 2.0, we are creating a seamless way of users to be roam between the 5G, 4G, 5G connectivity, I mean the cellular connectivity, to the wireless without any user intervention. Hotspot 2.0 is using native 2.1x security. So we are authenticating the user, and we are providing also encryption. And the third point is that we can monetize. So the service provider mainly can monetize the use of this kind of access in the and use authentication into these public hotspots, right? So let's for all of you that are not familiar with how Hotspot 2.0 works, let's review how this works. So first, you need a mobile device that is Hotspot 2.0 capable, and the service provider may pre-install in those devices a profile that allows you to connect to enroll wireless networks, right? You can have that profile installed at the factory, or maybe you can, as a user, you can sign up a service, a global service like Bongo, Global Reach, etc. You can enroll yourself and sign up, and then you will be able to do this kind of roaming, internal roaming. Okay. The other thing that you need is, in this case, a Juniper AP that is sending beacons. I mean, they are sending propagating information elements. I mean, those information elements are this AIM and Hotspot 2.0 capable device. This is my, those are my roaming consortium. I mean, I support those roaming companies or consortiums, and this is my internet access, right? Having these devices, there is a first process that you can initiate the Hotspot 2.0 process. So the device will send what we call the generic advertisement service. I mean, they are using those devices are using a protocol. This is like a request response protocol, which provides the layer 2 transport mechanism between wireless client and server, okay, for authenticating. So you can send a packet to the AP, and the AP will respond with a list of domains, list of realms, different ways of connecting the and the list of the roaming consortiums, right? With that answer, the device, the mobile device will say, hey, okay, this network will support my operator. I will try to connect. So the device itself will try to authenticate with the AP, and the AP will get that credentials from the profile that is already onboarded on the device. Will send those credentials to a radio servers from the operator or the consortium. Okay, so and this is a typical .1x connection at this point. So I will accept or reject, and if the radius accept my request, okay, network access is allowed. So with this process, what we can get is that users that are connected to a cellular network, a 4G, 5G connection, just by coming into a venue, a big venue, the mobile itself will roam directly and will connect directly to the SSID without any user intervention. Okay, and that's cool because this is a small part for something that is coming later, right? And that will be how the use of private networks jointly with the wireless network, right? And Hotspot 2.0 is now supported with Mist. Here you can find a list of the operators that are supported today. So we can support with Google, AT&T, T-Mobile, EduRoam. There is the university network, open roaming. I will tell a little bit more about that. But there is other system providers and hotspot providers here in the list. So the most important ones are there. So, and if you feel the need that there is something that is missing, or there is a hotspot 2.0 provider that you probably require to have on board, let us know, because maybe we can do something to integrate. Everything here at the end of the day is APA based. Even if you are connecting to you are configuring this with using the UI. By the way, I can show you how can you configure this. It's very easy, very straightforward. You just need to create a new wireless LAN, and this wireless LAN should be with a .1x profile. And with this .1x profile, you can enable here the Hotspot 2.0 solution, the feature, and here is the list of providers Okay, and there is some other advanced settings that you can choose here. That is very straightforward for those providers. For all the other service provider that maybe you want to add, as I told you, please raise a ticket. Let's try to place the request, and we will try to do our rest to integrate more on them, depending on the business case. Okay. Another thing that I need to remark is there used to be a solution from our one of our main competitors, right? Called Passpoint. There used to be vendor proprietary, right? But now that solution, Passpoint, is part of the open roaming. That is that open roaming consortium that is from the Wireless Broadband Alliance. So that means that former solutions based on Passpoint can be now integrated by using other technologies than the previous one. I mean, we can use Juniper Mist access point to integrate our solutions with all of those former Passpoint sites. Okay, so by using the open roaming legacy templates. Okay. Also, we can also leverage the way of using multiple carriers, multiple operators. So there are some other solutions like Boingo that could act as an authentication broker, like a hub. So we can integrate our solution, our Hotspot 2.0 with the Bongo provider, and in the Boingo backend, you can integrate with different service providers. So you can get multiple because maybe you are a multinational company, you have different branches and different venues worldwide, and in all those venues you need to operate with different carriers. No problem at all. We can always use this kind of deployment where we can use this authentication broker for the connectivity, for the roaming. Okay. And that is the second use case that we wanted to cover in this webinar. And let's review the third one. This is CBRS private 5G. CBRS is mainly focused on in United States. Citizen broadband radio service, I guess it is. So, but in here in EMEA, we can discuss about private 5G. I mean, some service providers are offering private 5G networks to different companies. So, why maybe they need to use this private 5G? It depends on the use case, but what many people are seeing is that, as I said before, I mean, not all the users are trying to connect to a wireless network. Overall, when you are in outdoor areas, right? And when you are considering to have wireless connectivity in outdoor areas, sometimes you realize that a private cellular connection is more optimal in terms of coverage and in terms of deployment, in terms of how can people on board on them on those networks. Sorry. So the main problem of private cellular connections used to be the bandwidth, and that is why Wi-Fi is still much better for indoor areas and for the typical corporate work. But consider a company where you have different I don't know, IoT devices in different very spread in a big campus or a big outdoor area, utilities, other corporations. They could be, it has a sense, it makes really sense to have some kind of mixed solution, so that people that they are working on that company could potentially be connected to a private cellular network when they are outdoor, when they are outside the buildings. But when they need to come into the building, or when they need to use some other corporate resources inside the buildings, they may use they can use the Wi-Fi. And all of this with a seamless integration, as we saw with the Hotspot 2.0, right? So we need that seamless work between private cellular solutions and Wi-Fi. And that is what we are doing with our solution as well. So as you can see here, is more or less the same behavior that we are doing with Cradlepoint previously. So at the end of the day, everything can be integrated with Mist Cloud by using the RESTful APIs, and we can integrate any CBRS or private 5G, private LTE provider or partner core with Juniper Mist Cloud. So we can share information not only for the telemetry, but also we can use features like Hotspot 2.0 to make the seamless roaming between the private, the CBRS or private 5G to the wireless and the other way around, right? And if we can integrate that that solutions all together, if we can get all the information from the partner core and to the Mist Cloud and the other way around, and we can as well use Marvis, and Marvis will take care of the full path, right there. So Marvis is not only giving us information about the wireless part, the wire part, and the SD-WAN edge, but also Marvis will get access from the private carrier, and we are going to be able to ask questions to Marvis like, hey, why is my mobile app not working Wi-Fi or cellular? It doesn't matter, right? So that are the kind of things that we can do together with the 5G technologies and working together with Wi-Fi, right? So let's go through the summary as a summary, and I think this webinar today will be shorter than what you used to get in this channel. I want to remember, I mean, 5G absolutely improves wireless WAN use case. So we can, as we saw before, we can provide now day one connectivity to branches with the Cradlepoint partnership. So we can now offer a joint solution between Cradlepoint and Juniper to provide and to set up a new office, small branch in one day. I mean, with Juniper wireless, with our SD-WAN solution, with our switching solution, and Cradlepoint providing 5G connectivity, we can go, we can extend the reach in many venues, in many sites. Imagine those sites like petrol stations or big outdoor areas in malls, in utilities, all the stuff. We can rely on 5G working together with wireless technology and simplifying the management of this and the operations of this, because we can get all the information together in a single platform, right? And Yeah, I mean, and this is why we win. So this is what I want to use as a real summary, because when we talk about 5G technologies, what I would say is, imagine if you can add to that 5G technologies that we can provide, or some other providers can do. Imagine if you can add all the things that made us to be the leaders in AI-driven networks. So imagine if you can get all the measurable user experience in real time, not only from the wireless, but also from the cellular network. Imagine to have that dynamic baselining and anomaly detection in real time, also for the 5G one. Imagine that you can integrate all that Wi-Fi, BLE technologies, all IoT devices. We are providing access to IoT devices for the wireless, but also we can monitor and manage those IoT devices when they are connecting to the 5G networks, right? Into everything related to AI ops from client to cloud. Okay, so we are monitoring the full path in a single platform. We have Marvis. We can apply Marvis power to both wireless and 5G technologies as well. You can also use this AI-driven support. You can open tickets directly from the MISP management place, right? And everything with a future-proof next generation development technology that is based on microservices in the cloud with those weekly updates. You know, we are so fast developing new features. We are so fast solving problems and fixing bugs because of this microservices architecture in the cloud. Imagine everything working together like a single platform, right? And this is the future of 5G networks with a wireless technologies, and that is what we are going to achieve with AI-driven enterprise solutions in Juniper Mist. And that's all for today. So thank you. As I said, this webinar is shorter than others that we used to give. Hopefully you enjoyed. And for any questions, please don't hesitate to contact any one of our team. And this, as I said before, this webinar will be available on demand on the Learning Academy. So please don't hesitate to contact any one of us if you have any doubt. And thank you so much. And hand over to you, Sarah, to close.
Great. Thank you so much, Fidel. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time to attend today. And we look forward to you joining us again. Please do access recordings in Juniper Learning Academy. And this completes our webinar. Thank you very much. You may now disconnect.